gonna share something I've been doing for a while. Well, let me start off that I'm not a certified trainer or a professional teacher by any means, but I have roughly 10 years of experience in doing graphic designs and video editing. So let me go and share my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I
So
can.
okay, so I will try to share my knowledge on how to do a basic video editing. So, what I use for the past several years, maybe since I was in college, is Adobe After Effects. So let me open it. So this is a very great tool. Personally, what I love about this is a way for you to create incredible motion graphics, stunning visual effects for films, TV, and web. So yeah, okay. So when you open the application After Effects, you see this big thing on the screen. So what you do is you go to new comp, you click the new composition. So you see here there's a composition name. So this is usually where you put the title. So for this sake, let's say tests or learning Friday. And then, and then you should know what your size for your target project. So let's say you're trying to do a YouTube post or YouTube video. You go with the width, which is usually 1920, and then the height is 1080. This is the full full HD or full high definition for any type of media, whether it's a cell phone, TV, or computer, or in web. This is the prime standard nowadays. So frame rate usually it's 29.97. Um, and then for the duration, let's say you want to make 10 seconds. Let's say that 10 seconds for this video. And then background, you choose a background. Let's choose white, uh, just to make it simple, and then hit OK. Okay, when you see the screen, it looks kind of intimidating at first, but it's actually easy if you do a little more practice and as you go on. So this is the stage. This white thing, square. This is the stage. Okay, if you zoom out, this whole square white is the this is where the show happens. So everything you put here, it's gonna appear on your screen. So everything that is outside the white box will not appear. So you have to make it sure it's inside. There are margins here if you want to make sure your elements are in the middle, or we're gonna go for rule of thirds. You have a guide here, so at least you know uh, how will you manipulate your animation. Okay, so let's take this away from now. And then this is the library. So most of the time, this is where you're going to. This is where you will put your elements. For example, whenever you make a project, I usually put a folder just to make it organized. For example, um, you make a folder for videos, and then another one for images, and then another one for audio for your music tracks, and then another one for others, just if you guys have any question, please feel free ask the question. Feel free to ask. Just okay. So for example, we want to make a simple animation. Let's say let's start. Sorry, this one I'm not yet done with the introduction of this whole thing. This one is the timeline. So this is where you will put all your um, elements. This is where you will see your elements. These numbers are represents seconds. So we made 10 seconds. So you see here there is a number 10, and then if you zoom in, you can make it more specific. So to zoom it in, you can pull this slider to your right, to your left. Okay, and then this is your layers. So this is where you will put your elements. This is where you will see them, um, and this is how you're going to put your animations. So for example, let's say let's make a text. So you go to layer, new, then go to press text. So for example, let's say okay, then let's change the color to black. Oops. Okay. So let's make a little design for this. Let's increase the size of the word up. So here's your character tab where you can choose your font. You can increase the size, kerning. So let's increase the size of the font for up just to make it put a design on it. And then okay. So the thing about making animation or video animation, you don't have to make it really complicated, especially uh, when you have few elements on the screen. Um, the more you convey the message easily, the more it represents your, the more you get your message. Uh, how do I say it? The more you can give the message clearly. So for me, I like being minimalist. So I'm not really a fan of those fancy things. So the more I keep it simple, I think the more it's better to express my my message. So let's say the word that scale. So what you do now, you see the layer is showing the text. Let's scale up, and then if you go to the timeline, you will see this uh, pink or peach color. You can change this. You can change the color if you want by going here, then choose, for example, blue or brown. So there, and then so what you want to do now is you want to make an animation. So for example, uh, you go here the layers, and then you go to you pull this down, transform. You will see certain elements here to to choose which animation you want to do, position, if you want uh, to place your text from one place to another, then scale to increase the size or lower the size, rotation if you want to make adjust the your element to rotation, and then opacity. Uh, this will increase the visibility of your elements on the screen. So um, let's say we want to make this text appear from bottom to the middle. So let's make a keyframe. A keyframe is your best friend in doing animation in After Effects. It's your way to communicate with After Effects. How do you want to put your animation in the timeline? So it's your way to it's the your way to create an action in digital animation sequence. So these are called keyframes. So in and this is your anchor points for your animations. So to make a keyframe, you have to toggle this uh, time vary stopwatch. For example, position. Since we're going to use the position animation. So you see this thing. This is the keyframe. So this means that we want this text to be here in the middle. So if we move the text, for example, we want to move it down. I'll use arrow key down. I'll press 4 or 5 times, and then let's say in 1 second we want this text to be in the middle. So I'm going to do. I'll press the arrow key up in the middle. So see it's in the middle now. So if you put this um, your ruler, you can see it's moving now. So if you hit the space, you will see the action. So that's it. So that's one. Okay. Now, if you want to make your animation smooth from here to here, you can make it um, you can put the easiest. So by this way, it will look more smooth. See, okay, it's smooth on its way here. So okay, so since the text is in the middle, let's say we want to add an element. Say for example on the 2 second mark, let's make a rectangle. To do that, you go here, you press rectangle, and then oh sorry, you make a rectangle like that. So there's a rectangle. Now what we want to do now is we want to make a little animation for the rectangle, so it will not appear abruptly. So to do that, you can go to um, here on add. There are a bunch of effects you can use here for your animation. Um, let's say let's choose these trim paths. Okay, so that means we can uh, show the shape in a trimming way. For example, uh, let's go here. Let's click the end to make a keyframe. So what will happen is when you start clicking here, it's 100, it's 100%, and then let's say go to the 3-second mark and make it 0. Oh, sorry. You put the 100% here, and then on the 2-second mark, let's say you put it to 0, so that when you hit the 2-second mark, it will show up the shape like that. So we have two animation now. Uh, we have now two animation. Let's try to see if wait, it's not 0. Okay. So that's it. There's a simple way to make an animation. So let's also make it an easy ease. Let's toggle the keyframes and convert it to easy ease, just like what we did with the text. So it will appear a smoother animation. Okay, so that's it. And then let's say um, since we're done with the animation, let's keep it for a while, and then on the 5-second mark, let's say we want to change the color of the text. So what we do is we go here again on the let's scale up layer, and then let's go to text, animate, and then fill color. So this way we can manipulate the color to whatever color we want. For example, on the 5-second mark, we make a keyframe here. Let's say coming from, let's make it our company color uh, bluish purple. Can you guys follow? Hello? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
here.
yeah,
All
yeah. We
right,
can
all
hear you.
right. Okay. So so here, since we added the keyframe from black uh, on the 5-second mark, it will now turn to blue purple. So and then for example on the 7 mark or 8, let's say we make a exit transition for our rectangle shape. So to do that, make a keyframe again here on the shape layer on the rectangle. By the way, in making your layer, uh, it's best to rename it to avoid confusion later on. Okay. So to do that, you will not click here, not anymore, because if you click here, it will delete your previous keyframes. So to make a keyframe, just click this one. Okay. So that means from that position to the 9-second mark, let's hit it let's hit the percentage to circle to 0, so it will disappear on the 9-second mark. And then um, for the let's scale up, we want to make an exit transition. Sometimes I like to play around with the zooming effects, So to do that, let's go ahead to scale under the let's scale up layer. Go to scale, hit the toggle for the keyframe, and then there's your keyframe. And then, for example, on the 10-second, or actually that's too close to the end. Here, let's make it really big as it goes off to your screen. Really put a large number for the size. Sometimes I use the position as well to make it more. I like to reposition it. So let's say here, let's add a keyframe for the position. And then as we go here, you make another keyframe, or if you move the text, it will automatically add the keyframe. So it's easier, for example, like that. So as I mentioned a while ago, whatever outside the box, which is your stage, it will not appear on your composition anymore. So let's make it convert the keyframe to easy use. And then let's add a little effect. Let's put a blur to all our elements. Let's see. So it's showing up slow because uh, you're just hitting the space, and this is just your um, temporary way of showing your animation. Okay. So to save it and render it, you have to export your file. So to do that, we go to export, add the render queue, and then usually you don't really change anything here unless you want to change your size. Uh, you just keep this to best, which is a quality, and then the duration is 10 seconds. Hit OK. For the render settings for your output module, um, you want to keep it the way as the default, just to make it sure and to keep it safe that your file will play. So hit OK here, and then your output where you want your file to go. Uh, for example, on Friday, I want to put it on my desktop. Hit OK, and then hit the render button here. So it will now render from beginning to end. So since our file is short and simple, it will render fast. Okay. So let's check our file. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So do you guys have any questions? Hello?
I think no one has questions.
It's really simple. I'm sorry if it looks boring to some of you.
You make it
Uh,
look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not boring, man. It it's probably a good thing because this was something really simple, but it still took a bit of time so that people can understand how long it can take to actually do something basic in a video editing.
Honestly, this is so nice, man. You did a wonderful work. I kind of feel like I'm smarter now. It's really nice, bro. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Good work, good work. I
to
wish
be
I'd like to practice on this, and I will send my feedbacks to you.
sure, sure,
I'll
sure.
send you the one I'll get a chance maybe on Sunday, and I'll practice, and I'll show you the one that I did if it
Yeah,
works out if I have the
start.
time.
You guys can do it with a simple animation. Actually, most of the animation we see on TV, on movies, it's it looks complicated, but when you start doing and practicing, the more you do it, the more you will see it's easier. So
Yeah,
we can start with this transformation here in the transformation, because basically this is where everything happens that are that are easy, that are common. We see those easy animation. It's all here. And then later on, if you're used to making keyframes, because when I started, I don't know if Adam also can do After Effects, but for me, when I started, I always get mixed up making with keyframes, because sometimes if there are too many keyframes on your screen, it will mess up. So does that happen to you, Adam?
Yeah,
so so sometimes it's really confusing. So you just have to remember that whatever you put here on your first keyframe, that's where your entry, and then your last will be your desired position or desired last animation. So for like what I mentioned here, from nothing, you create the rectangle and then another keyframe. So that's it. So moments later, you add another keyframe. You just add one. You click this. We did not move anything. And then the trim paths, just remember the trim paths, you put a little time, let's say 1 second, make it 0, then it goes out. So, so yeah, it's pretty fun too.
yeah.
Is it is After Effects free?
no,
No.
nothing from Adobe is free.
Yeah.
Even you,
I
It's
thought
even
isn't
Excel.
Adobe Reader free?
Yeah, but it doesn't do
you
anything.
get a trial. You get a trial for a few days free, but this After Effects is expensive.
Yeah, maybe next time we can, or you could show them how to do text tracking.
Oh yeah. Well, that's way more complicated, Adam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sorry, is that like if we want to make an animated meme or like take a video and then put text on top?
No, you know how in the video, the recruitment video, there's the anywhere that seems like it's stuck and it's floating as the camera turns.
Yes.
Yeah, that's text tracking. So you can get
Yeah.
the After Effects has a 3D camera tracking system that it will place down all these points over the video and
Yep.
and use the 2D image to make it like a 3D image and give you these I guess they're called tracking points, right? And then you're able to use three of those, like 3 points combined, to find a flat surface where you can attach anything you want to it, and then it will automatically render the rest of the frames based on as if that is attached to the points that you.
Would you like to share your screen and show us?
I mean, I could, I guess.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Adam.
I could show you what I did with the anywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
Are there other video editing tools that may be free?
I'm sure there's other ones. I just After Effects is probably the best one.
I think Canva has a way of doing an animation. I haven't tried though yet, but it's limited. The thing with the Canva, it's some of the animations are really limited. Where in After Effects you can do a lot of stuff. So, mm, especially with videos, if you have a video, um, raw footage, you can manipulate the speed. For example, there's a guy running, and then on the halfway mark, you want to uh, make it a slow motion. With After Effects, you can do that. So the running will show a little bit of smooth transition. But from the footage, from the original footage, it's just a normal way of, you're just showing a normal way of a guy running. But with After Effects, you can manipulate the speed. You can make it really slow, and then you can bring it back to make it look running fast. So there's a lot of stuff. So I think that's it for me, guys.
Did you want me to share the screen to show you the 3D
Yeah, yeah,
tracking?
yeah. Please. Wait.
Give me one sec. Why not? We'll do this together. All right. You can see
Yeah.
the screen?
Yeah, sir.
Yep.
Hello, Adam. Will this take long? Because I could restart the live streaming so that we
Oh,
don't
it's
lose
okay.
anything.
It's still. Oh, is it gonna?
Yeah, the live
Oh,
stream will end in 20 something
It's,
minutes. So if it should be
oh
up to
no,
30
it won't
minutes
take.
long.
It won't take that long. No.
All
yeah,
right, great, great.
So what I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. So, well, actually, I can do this. Can you guys see more of the text in that now if I shrink the screen on my end? Hello? Yeah? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there's an effects and presets section on After Effects that I have here on the side. And I go camera, and then there's 3D camera tracker. So I've used this rock video because the other one... Wait, why didn't that work? There we go. Okay. Because I can show you from scratch. But basically, I did it in this one here, which I'll show you the finished product. Basically, it obviously it's blurry, but yes, because rendering. But the idea is it will fix onto a point and keep moving. So while the 3D camera tracker effect is analyzing, you'll see it's only a 15-second clip, so it shouldn't be too long till it's done. You'll see all these little dots pop up, which are track points. And the track points are generated by this effect basically playing the video, and for each frame that it goes through, it's turning it into a 3D image somehow. I don't know, it's magic, but that's how it works. and then what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to create a text box, for example, and attach it to any of the 3 points. and then basically all you got to do is find one that sort of sits right. You adjust the text a little bit, and then once it starts playing, it should follow with the rest of the animation. There's a whole bunch of different techniques that you can use with it. This was just the simplest one that I could come across. It's almost done. You can see up here it's at 65%. It says 40 seconds remaining. Almost there. So how was your day, everybody?
Great, great.
That's good. Yes, this takes a little while.
So if you had a laptop instead of a desktop,
Hmm.
and your laptop was 12 years old, how long would this take?
A lot longer.
Okay.
Well, it depends on two things. It depends on your GPU for one, because I'm using my GPU to power this, and I've got a pretty good GPU, I'd say. Or if you have a really, really good processor, then that would hardware acceleration would take over for you. But a 12-year-old PC, yeah, it would be fairly hard. All right, so you can see all these dots here, right? So over here is the track point size, and I can make them larger if I want to see them. I like to make them a bit smaller because then I can see where they connect. So as I hover over, you can see this circle that's constantly moving. That's showing me the angles of what the points are that I can latch onto. I don't have to have one on here if I want to start. I can go at any point through this video. As long as the points are going to be there for the whole time that the video is playing and they don't disappear off screen, I can attach something to it and I won't make a mistake. Like it won't, what do you call it, bug out, I guess would probably be the best term. So I'll try and see here. There seems to be something here. Let's see. Maybe I'll change the angle a little bit, find something better. I need one that's, hey, that looks pretty in line. So you can see how there's the 3 points there. That's showing, that's the tracking point between that point, and that's going to give me, when I right click, I can go text and camera. All right. Whoop, sorry, I double clicked. Take me back. Oh, it's here. Okay. So now that I've got the text, I can drag these little things. I can move it around. Position it how I want. I could also do the same thing like Erwin did and do it through this menu. But I like to do it like this. So it's a little bit of hovering. So as you can see, it is sitting in a pretty smooth spot. When I turn, it's pretty much locked in with the rock, so it's not going to jump around anywhere. So I can go all the way through the video and it's like it's attached. And yeah, basically if I go back to the beginning and hit play, this is your end result. Obviously you can do all sorts of kinds of things with this where you can make it, 3D, larger, smaller. You can do things where you can add lighting to it to make it have like a reflective surface and whatnot. That's all a bit out of my league. It's a bit more advanced.
Can you do like position keyframes and have it moving while it's moving?
You can
While
have
the
it
camera.
moving.
Yeah. Okay.
But I haven't done that before, but I'm sure it's pretty straightforward. So it would be the same thing like what Erwin was showing. So if I go over to here and then add another keyframe, but in this one I want to have it not bigger. Whoops, wrong one.
Yeah, bigger is fine. I think we get the idea.
Yeah, and go up and then float up. That's it. So yeah, you can move it. You can do all the same thing with keyframes. This is your playground basically. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's what I was playing around with to add to the recruitment video. I saw it somewhere and I was like, hey, this could be cool. So Erwin and I were like working together to get it to work in. So yeah,
Yep, yep.
I can stop that share now since it's just sitting there on After Effects. But yeah, that's fun. I mean, I never did anything like I guess like Erwin's got a lot more experience than I would have with Adobe After Effects. I just have always used graphic stuff growing up for hobbies. I used to design posters and things like that on Photoshop and a little bit of Illustrator and Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. I use because I just like to make random anime music videos. That's what I did as a kid. Dragon Ball Z and like Naruto, and made action anime video clips. And that's how I learned. And then YouTube came along, and there's like 1,000,001 tutorials that you can use on there that are very easy to follow. That once you learn them, you're pretty much set to remember that technique for a while. And when you put a bunch of them together, you can make a pretty cool looking video. Everyone is free to talk, by the way. We don't all have to sit here on mute.
We like to wait an awkward 5 or 6 seconds.
Yes, I know. But yeah, is there anything that anyone wants to ask Owen?
Yeah, yeah. If there anyone wants to throw some question. Sorry, I did not see the chat here in the web since my screen was in the After Effects the whole time. I'm just reading it now. So if you guys have any question,
You don't have 6 screens like Adam does? Oh, Raj would like to speak. Go ahead, Raj.
Raj, go Raj.
Okay. First of all, Erwin and Adam, your presentation was awesome. Okay,
Thank you.
my question is, if we have a larger video file size, so how can we reduce the file size? Okay, do you use any software to reduce file size, video file size?
Yeah. Usually the if you the recruitment video took about 1 minute.
Sorry, I
So
can't hear you, or your voice is breaking.
okay, sorry. The recruitment video took about 1 minute. So it was actually 1 and 5 seconds, but Niraj asked me to make it 1 minute. That 1 minute video alone is about 5 gig. Took me about 5 gig of space. So it's really large. So 5 gig of space, and if you put it online, nobody's gonna watch it because it will take forever to watch that 1 minute video. So what I do, and what needs to be done after exporting it, is you have to convert it to MP4 to make it smaller. MP4 format to make it smaller in terms of file size, but the quality will not be compromised. So it will still stay the same. The quality will still look the same, but the file size will decrease dramatically. So when I converted the file, it just gave me about 25 MB megabytes. So from 5 gig, it became 25 megabytes. So what I do is I use VLC, which is the free player
Yeah,
available for any platforms, whether Mac or Windows.
yeah.
Uh, let me show you how. Uh,
Do do
the,
you when you export your files, do you use anything to encode them?
what do you mean?
Do you use any codecs like yeah, like I think I use Adobe Media Encoder, and then
Yeah,
I
but
export as
yeah,
X264.
yeah, but
So
that's more complicated for me. VLCs, I just found out that the VLC player can really it's easy. Let me show you how. So just to make it,
wait, VLC player can convert?
yeah,
Can Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
yeah. The You go the file here,
Yeah.
convert stream, and then this will show up. So
Huh.
yeah, for example, what we did a while ago is 34 MB. That 10 second video took about 34 MB. and then I converted it in VLC here, and then just make it MP4, apply, save it here, like for example in the desktop where I saved it a while ago, and it's now 129 KB.
Sorry, can you play that? Just
Yeah,
to see the quality of that.
okay. So so same thing, exactly the same thing, but it's only 129 KB.
Okay, can After Effects output an MP4 instead of an MOV?
It
Yeah,
can. Yeah.
it can, but the file is still big. So of course you don't want that, especially if you're gonna store it in your computer. So the way to do it, what I do is convert it right away, and then I delete the big file, the huge file from After Effects.
So I think what happens with like obviously it's the same like an image, right? If you have a PNG versus a JPEG, and
Yeah.
depending on the compression used, depends on how much lower the file size would be. And because that video had a lot of white like background on it, the compression could be a lot larger because you don't need
Yes.
to have high definition pixels for white background that's static. So you can compress that. But if it was a video that had a lot of things happening, you
Yeah.
it probably wouldn't shrink as much because it would you'd end up with a pixelated screen. So it would still be a larger size, but it would still be smaller than the original
Yep.
export.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's
Especially
different codecs.
if you're throwing a lot of images, a lot of raw footage, um,
Yeah,
and then your transition is really fast. Plus, if you put a bunch of effects like what Adam did in the video, if you put lots of animation like that, surely you will get a large amount of file size when you render it. So the way to do it is what I do is just convert it to VLC right away, and then throw the big file in the trash bin and then delete it right away. So at least I have the small file. And by doing that, I can post it in any social media, and any platform will accept it right away. And it's easy to upload since it's small amount of
yeah.
size.
We have a we had a similar thing with when I used to deal with audio as well. So
Yeah.
you use like you want a raw wave format for mastering the audio and for going to production, which means like a 3 minute song might be 300 megs or more, and then you compress that to an MP3 at 320 kilobits, which is more than enough, like good quality for like online streaming or on your phone and that, and it's like 5 megs. But the raw format is the main one for production that you would always make an MP3 or shrink off from that.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Wonder if
I'm just
VLC
reading.
lets you
Yeah,
set
Handbrake's another
bitrate.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, Handbrake is a good one.
people use that for their Plex media servers. Oh, FFmpeg.
Come on, come on, guy.
Yeah,
That's not.
at least on Linux, like all these other tools are using FFmpeg underneath anyway.
Yeah, that's
You just use the command line directly, and it's got like a million options.
that's cool.
Yeah. What I really want is I want to be able to say, okay, the target file size is less than 10 megabytes, so I can upload it to Trello. Go ahead, do it. But I end up
Oh,
sitting tweaking the bitrate instead.
yeah, that's always fun.
I could probably write a script that wraps FFmpeg and just keeps retrying different bit rates until it gets less than
It's
10
low
meg.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The whole. I mean, I don't understand how the codecs and that all compress things. It's rather impressive. I just know that they work.
Hmm. So any more, guys?
Sony Vegas Pro. I used Sony Vegas Pro well, Sony Vegas. I don't know if it was Pro, but I used that years ago. Like I think about 15 years ago, I used Sony Vegas for the first time.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's changed a lot.
Final Cut Pro is also good, but it's more for raw video footage.
Yeah, that's like Adobe Premiere Pro as well.
Yeah,
You
same.
can do some stuff in there, but the effects are always done better in After Effects.
Because with After Effects from scratch, you can really make something really stunning.
Yeah, well, it's pretty
Those
cool. I mean, I had Adobe Premiere Pro as well, and I liked that you can link the two
yeah,
applications together, so you can
yep,
automatically just import into After Effects, do a composition, and save it, and it will import it straight back into Adobe Premiere Pro,
yeah,
which was cool. But that was a few years ago as well, so they definitely made it better over time.
yeah. So
I think
making making videos animations are fun.
yeah, I think the plus side to After Effects as well is that there is a lot of people that use it now, and there's so much content on YouTube and so much content anywhere. Like if you want plugins or anything like that, you can find them pretty easily.
Yeah,
I mean, most of it's paid, but like Envato is a good source for that. They seem to have a lot of presets and templates and things you can use. Everything seems to be growing in libraries like that, though. You got free, what do you got, royalty free sounds and
yep.
animations and stock videos, etc. Comes in handy.
Those stock videos we use for the video for the recorded videos are from royalty free stock footage.
Yeah, I noticed some of them for sure were from Pexels.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
More
I found the same video. I was like, ah, Erwin's got this
95
video.
95%.
Yeah, Pexels is good for that, for wallpapers and images and all that. That's really good.
Yeah. So any more guys? Tisha, you have something to ask?
No more questions. Anybody?
Nothing from my end. I'm just listening, thinking to myself how I'm going to implement this once we are done. So we have like 8 minutes of live stream, or less than eight
Uh-huh.
minutes of live stream left. So if you
Raj had a
have something
question.
else, you oh, Raj had a question. Please answer
Yeah,
that quickly.
yeah. Do you guys know which video editor is mostly used by YouTubers?
Uh,
I think
most
they use all sorts. It depends. If they're streaming, they're probably using OBS, which is not really a video editor, it's just for streaming. They're probably using um, something that's free if they're small, and if they're big, they're paying somebody who's probably using After Effects or Premiere Pro.
yeah.
I think Raj, you can check out Linus Tech Tips. There is this or you can check out Linus Tech Tips. They have a behind the scenes YouTube channel, and you can also check out the studio channel from MKBHD. In short, just check out the studio channel. You see a lot of the back side of MKBHD videos in the studio channel. That's where they tell you
Yeah,
how
Oh,
they
yeah,
make their stuff.
yeah. I've
Yeah,
already seen this MKBHD video.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
So
Yeah.
Linus Tech
but
Tips has got like he's got a whole team.
yeah,
yeah,
and
He's
like
and
huge
a
now.
whole team. Same thing with MKBHD. Most of the guys they build a team around, but MKBHD just gives you an insight into how they work in their studio channel. And then there is another channel Linus runs that he not quick, not short circuit or tech wiki. There's another channel I don't know something they use to share their behind the scenes. I'll find it and I'll show Raj. I just
but
don't remember the name.
his machines though are the top tier of all, the best machines.
Yeah,
So yes, the all the access to make stunning videos for sure.
Okay. All right, guys. So we are around 5 minutes out from the end of live stream on Jitsi. If there's any more question that can be answered within that time, please ask.
Yeah, guys. I encourage you guys try to. I think After Effects has a trial, so you can go ahead and download it if you want, and then just do a trial. Try explore it. It's really fun. And if you have questions, you can message me anytime. If you want to know something, just go ahead and ask me in Mattermost. I'll try my best to answer you.
Yeah, it's a
Yes, okay.
7-day trial, and then they charge you an arm and a leg to keep it.
7 days. Okay, okay. Okay, 7 days.
If you want to get all of the Adobe suite, you have to take out a mortgage on your house.
All right, guys. So thank you for showing up. I'll end the stream now. I hope there's not nothing more. Well, it's almost ended on its own. So.